Hi guys, it's me, just losing again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to a month of love, February in 2026, I shall be talking about something that's very important, a movie about marriage and weddings, because as we all know that when two people fall in love with each other, and they love each other very much. Usually a wedding is an thought for those two people. As well, as the old song goes, Joey and Keiko sit in a tree, Kissind. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes Joey with Noman papers. Yay! So anyway, this movie is gonna be a hardcore comedy movie, and what I mean by that is it's gonna be funny as all hell. I'm speaking about the legendary movie of Bridesmaids. This movie is just so damn funny, and the feminine version of The Hangover, the answer to The Hangover. And let me tell you, it is beyond funny. It blew that movie out of the water. Because these women are beautiful, and they're hilarious, and they show that women can be very gross at times. Maybe even more gross than men. Because, we have the ideology of a woman being neat, pristine, comfy, cozy, and, all about, reservations and all that. Well, this is where we take a shit on that whole idea. It shows that women can be crass, they can curse, they can puke, they can fart, they can do anything that a man can do. Only worse. And they talk about the forbidden act of sex among each other and among themselves. Plus, there's a very interesting little dynamic that happens between the main character played by Kristen Wiig, playing Annie, and Helen, which is played by Rose Byrne. And let me tell you, it's hilarious because they're trying to be the maid of honor for Lillian's wedding, which is led by Maya Rudolph, which, believe it or not, she actually reminds me of a friend of mine. Well, I shouldn't say from mine, more of a friend of my father's and mother's. Way back when, and she actually reminded me of her a lot, named Barbara, and it's very funny that another guy in the movie, Chris O'Dowd, which played cop named Rose in the movie, actually reminded me a lot of her husband, Ronan Kessler, another family friend of ours. And Ronan just turned out to be one of Trump supporters, so we're still friends with him and everything, but the respect kind of went down a little bit, but that's beside the point, and he can vote for and support whoever he wants to. So anyway. This is actually a really funny movie, and spoiler alert, Lillian's dress in this picture will not be white forever, as we'll see soon enough. So anyway, this movie is really, really funny. It's like the answer to all raunchy wedding type movies you'd see in the past. In particular, uh, the Hangover movies. So anyway, you got you really start with what I consider one of the biggest fantasies that I will never have: white girl sex. Now I've read stories about this type of thing, this type of phenomenon, and it's quite interesting. White girl sex, the fact that she tried her best to make herself look pretty for this guy, who's using her for her romantic interest in her sexual body, that kind of thing. It's kind of weird that for some reason John Hamm is not credited in the basic Google search for the movie. I wonder why. Maybe a guy that uses a woman for just sex and is a rather big douchebag and claims that she's number 3 on his list. Not a very good look for him. So he probably decided to act it out. I'm sure if you go into more detail, you'll get more into it. And you'll just get more in his IMDb page and yada yada yada, all that. So anyway, we have Olivia, who's gonna be getting married, and she wants this girl Annie to be her maid of honor because she's like her best girlfriend and all that. Which, yeah, I kind of like the idea about girls forever, best friends forever from college. It's kind of a good step to your adults and all that. So yeah, funny thing, I always tell my father the joke because he dressed up like a woman for a couple of times in his lifetime. And he say you can either attend my own wedding as either the maid of honor or the best man. That's very funny to both of us. He said, "Shut up, my buddy over here." I said, "Yeah, I'm your buddy." Now, with this movie, it's kind of unique in that number one, it's got like a weird DVD case where I don't think I've ever seen it in my collection before. It's got like a Velcro that opens up like this. As well as I'm also doing gravity assist with that. But the movie is colored pink, as if to show up the godliness aspect of it. But as you will see after the sex scene, it's not girl at all. It's more of a revenge / competition, and it's quite nasty later on in film. So anyway, Lillian picks Annie to be her maid of honor, and the duties of the maid of honor are to help the bride to be with, pick out flowers, get in the vegan street, make sure everything good for the reception dinner, make sure the band play good and all that other stuff, all the stuff that, that might worry a bride, like the dress, the food, the cake, everything else. And a bunch of her friends come along to help her out, like Megan, like Melissa McCarthy. Now, before I go on with this, I gotta say that this won't be the only project that Melissa McCarthy and Christian Wick work on together. I'm talking about Ghostbusters. I'm talking about other stuff like the SNL and all that, including a very funny bit where McCarthy plays Sean Spicer. But in any case, on top of that, she actually reminded me of my mother a lot in this movie. Not only because, the reason why I say that is not because she's a big woman and all that, but because she's really funny, and two important scenes in the movie that are really funny and really poignant to the main story. Oh boy, are they funny. So yeah, so Lillian gets proposed to by her fiance, or her boyfriend at the time, and I'm very happy for them. I'm very happy for anyone that does get proposed to and whatnot. It's a very proud moment, a very happy moment. Something I'll probably never see myself. So a woman will never propose to me. In fact, I plan on proposing to somebody when I meet that certain someone or something. I'll propose to her with my mother's wedding ring, with the wedding ring that she got proposed to herself. I think my father might have gotten it from his own mother. Maybe something similar to that. Yeah, I'm gonna propose to her like that, using a family heirloom. But whatever. Anyway, they have that. Now, the funny thing is that the groom to be it's not mentioned at all the entire movie, because we just want to focus on the women, on the leads of the group. And the leads include, I already mentioned about Helen, Rose Byrne, as well as Ellen Kemper as Becca, and she plays more innocent type girl, like she's supposed to be like the one that has sex only with one man, her husband, and that's it. There's no other sexual experience before that with any other boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever, what have you. And yeah, I don't believe that for a second that actually happens in real life now. Maybe it would happen like in closed communities, like say the Mormons, or like a conservative Christian group, or say the Jews, or something rather like a really tight religious group or something. So I believe that the kind of thing would happen nowadays, especially with the 60s and 70s that just go past us and stuff. So, and the modern feminist movement and all that stuff. So, anyway, that's juxtaposed with Rita, played by Wendy Glinda and something like that. And she's quite the opposite. She's quite the opposite. She's very experienced. She's very horny, very raunchy, and when she talks to Becca, which people is cute as a damn button in this movie, until later on, when she becomes white as a ghost. But anyway, when Ellie is talking to her, it's like, wow, you can do that. You can do that multiple times. Wow, like a story of a little girl, like and she's like, what's this? What's that? She's very questioning. It's like whole universe just opened up in front of her eyes. And it's really funny. It's like you can have sex with more than one guy at once. Wow. No. I would never do that to a woman. I would never say, hey baby, let's go for threesome or foursome or whatever. I wouldn't do that to the poor girl. I wouldn't want her to do it to me either. I wouldn't want her to say, hey, I know this friend of mine who's a woman who's a bisexual, something about there. You want to have a threesome? I wouldn't go for it. I'm a one person, I'm a one woman kind of guy. So yeah, they have the two of them on like an airplane, discussing that after a few drinks or a few drinks, and let's see here. Let me see if I missed anybody over here. No, I got more. Oh yeah, they also have Rebel Wilson in this movie, and normally I hate her in the movie. Like, I'm sure she's a very nice person. I'm sure she's a very nice person, knowing stuff, but I just hate her in everything she's in, from Pitch Perfect to this movie. The only thing that I think she did well in was Ghost Rider. That was about it. Everything else, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of British tea. Because she's very annoying and very in your face, aggravating. She don't give a shit. Like in this one, she plays a exchange person, like on a travel visa, and she's living with her brother and two of them any roommates, so they want her to pay half of the rent and all that, even though the other one is living with them, so it makes it three people living in the same house. So they want Annie to pay more for it, which I don't like it. Also, I think that they should. They remind me of a live action version of Whitey and Eleanor from 8 Crazy Nights. They're that annoying. I swear to Christ, but they're that annoying. Only the reverse is true, where the guy is the secondary character in the duo, and the girl is more of a prominent person. Or they might just split up off of a sponge type of deal, like the dessert burger or whatever. But they did just very annoying, irritating, and the quicker I can get done with them, better. So anyway, Annie is basically the chosen one in this whole thing, and she tried to make like a pre-budget wedding party and wedding reception and that kind of thing, because she knows that doing everything like really extravagant would be too much of a budget, and the father, Lillian's father is he'd like to do it cheap out on certain things. Like I remember in the movie he said at least twice, I'm not paying for that. But this is your daughter's big day. It's a theoretical once in a lifetime opportunity, it's one of the type of things we go all out pretty much. within reason, of course. There's no spatial launching and then just maybe behind it or anything like that. So anyway, she's trying to convince everyone to do like a relatively low budget, nice wedding and stuff. But meanwhile, Helen no love field comes up with extravagant this, extravagant that. She gives Lillian a trip to Paris. She gives her a whole bunch of expensive things and all that. And she has her taken to a salon to have her butt waxed, which I fully believe that some women actually do that type of thing. But yeah, it's not necessary for everyone, for every groom to have a vibrant bleached butthole. Anyway, unless that's the main focus of the marriage, the woman's anus. So anyway, like she's like overblowing everything, like it's her own wedding. And I gotta ask you, do women actually do this? Is it like some kind of a secret cabal in which the women are like, I don't like to be the maid of honor. I want to do it. I want to make it more extravagant, like it's my own party and all that stuff. And yeah, she does that thing where they're at the wedding dress place and they want to pick up like where Annie picks up like a more modestly priced dress for everyone, and then they didn't want to show up the main wedding star of the show, and she picked up like a flowing little party dress. It looks nice. I mean, it looks nice. It comes from a guy who's got a little bit of a fashion flair. It does look nice. Pale pink. It looks really nice, but Helen wants them to go for a more fancier and more expensive dress and stuff. And she even convinced Lillian to go for a more pricey French dress made by I don't remember the name of the guy, the dressmaker, like the French version of like Veil Wang, like really expensive high end stuff, which is not exactly the best thing for her. Now, beforehand, they want to go to I forgot what restaurant they want to go to, but then what's it Annie suggests that they go to a restaurant for Brazilian food. I believe it was in the movie. Yeah, that was Thai food, and certain things happen, and it doesn't exactly mix well with their systems. It's so funny because the women eat its food except for Helen, which stays away from the food for good reason. So they go to the wing that's sitting and all that. After the girl gets she uses her connection to get into the wedding dress shop. Because some college thing or something. She knew the dress owner or dress shop owner or whatever in college and stuff. Almost like a sorority type thing. But anyway, they're like the bourbon, the Belgian, the partying, even my mom's my car, they wraps up a little bit, and she's like, I'm not 100% sure which end they came out of. So you can see that these women, all four of them, are like gradually getting more white, getting more green behind the gills. They're graduating sick of dogs. Melissa McCarthy is over there. Megan is over there getting gradually sicker and collapsing on the couch and stuff. And they all try on their would-be bridesmaids dresses. They're different from what you see here. And it's really funny, really funny. They all make a break for the bathroom. And it's funny because the shop owner said, not in the bathroom, don't go in the bathroom. Which is illegal, by the way. You can't do that. You can't refuse customers or anybody. They have to go to the bathroom. It's like an unwritten human right and stuff. So there's that. So she said, go over to the street go over to the restaurant across the street. It's just a really bad taste, by the way, to have a bunch of people going across the street to use the bathroom and such like that. Plus, I don't understand why she even said that, because the bathroom is fully functional. There's a sink, mirror, vanity, or whatever you call it, and then they got a working toilet there. So unless they probably thought that it would be out of water, that'd be a perfectly good excuse why not to allow anyone to use it, but there's no reason why they can't use it. So everybody goes in there like a mad dash to the bathroom, and I'm sure that they just use the bathroom just for like makeup touches and put on stuff to make them feel like brides and pretty and beautiful and all that. But all women are beautiful with or without makeup on. I prefer a natural look, but that's what we mean. So anyway, they go into the bathroom, and then the first one that gets to the bathroom is Rita, and she automatically, without any hesitation, just upchucks right into the toilet bowl, just pukes everywhere in the toilet bowl. Okay, then Megan comes in, and she says, I gotta go, and she's holding her butt. I gotta go, hurry up, move it. Anyway, the other girls in the toilet bowl, puking their brains out from the bad food. He's like, go away, beat it, scram. So then, in one of the most iconic roles, and one of the most iconic comedy, lots of things you can think of. Melissa McCarthy says, look away at me, don't look at me, look away, as she takes a big giant dump into the sink. Now this is really funny for me because when my mother, like bless her, she actually went to a welfare house in Georgia, Florida maybe, and she used the bathroom there, but I guess the toilet bowl were backed up, so that when she used it, she backed up the toilet. So ever since then, we always make a funny joke that said that she has a wanted poster up there for back in toilet bowls. Wanted. Have you seen this person? She's dangerous. She considered dangerous. So, ever since we saw this movie, we've always said that she reminded me so much of that person, Megan, in the movie. So, that's really hilarious. I mean, really hilarious. And then, Becca comes a little bit late. Wait as a ghost, wait as a sheet. Go over there and try to make it to the toilet bowl, too. The upchuck. But instead of upchucking into the bowl, into the golden throne, she ends up puking right on Rita's hair, right on Rita's head. And really funny. Now, this harkens back to until they had college days in which they where they drink a lot and then puked up a song afterwards. I never got drunk, and I will never get that drunk. I will never get so drunk that you puke on anything and everyone in your way. But that was funny right there. That was funny that they chose these beautiful women, these beautiful fun women who just like complete assholes. And it shows that whenever you got upchuck and whenever you got hit the exit button on yourself, it's anything goes pretty much, you know. Because Melissa McCarthy had a bulimia in the other end, in the exit. So that's why I refer to it sometimes as the diarrhea hole. Because I don't need to explain that one. So anyway, they show that Helen is over there. Look at everyone puking their brains out and having a grand old time in the bathroom. And she offered some almonds. And I don't know if almonds specifically induce nausea, but the fact that she's offering food to this woman who's obviously holding back throwing up, and it's obviously sick and stuff, and it's about to puke her brains out too. It's kind of sadistic. That's probably in return for her earlier in the movie playing tennis with Helen and hitting the ball so hard to actually hit her in the chest area. That's kind of like a low blow for women to hit each other in the breast area anyway, because they're so soft and squishy, but it's more of a, how should I put it? It's more of a, how should I put that? It's like a, the male equivalent would be kicking from one guy kicking another guy in the balls. It's kind of like that got my territory, or I'm not getting to the next century, but it's attacking their femininity, more or less. So by offering the nut, it's actually funny. So anyway, they thought a little mess. Now also, I gotta point out too, is that when Rita lead Rebecca to ours going to the toilet to puke and stuff, that should be something that's reserved for a sink or a bathtub. Being that they didn't have a bathtub at the time, they could have done it with a sink. So anyway, whereas Malone Megan's character could easily went into onto the toilet and done what she did, but they kind of they reversed positions on that one, so that'd be funny. And boy, it was funny and very memorable, especially with Malone called yelling Egwene, in that same lovely voice. Egwene, wait, damn it, don't look at me. No. I get the same one whenever someone's in the bathroom with me. I always like to look away. Because it's kind of uncomfortable for someone to be looking at you, even if they are family and stuff, to look at you when you're going to the bathroom. You want to relax, you want to be at peace and all that. But besides that, that's nothing compared to what Lillian's gotta go through. Because she also ate that rotten food too. She thought that everyone was in the bathroom and they all booked it directly to the bathroom. Where I think it's kind of promoted that they only have one bathroom in the whole dress shop. You would think there'd be like a few in it, one maybe like the second floor or something like that. But just have one in it with like, I'm assuming that on a full day there'd be like at least 10 women in it trying to dress on for different parties and whatnot. So that's kind of too. But anyway, she sees that everyone's full in there. Or maybe they're all empty out right at this point. So she decides to make the run to the place across the street. And she's over there with her wedding dress on. Like, picking the wedding dress and stuff. And trying to run across the street. Cars are going by. People are going by looking at her and stuff. And she's I'm not gonna make it. Oh, it's coming. And she dives down and she says, I'm really doing it in the street. to her credit, at least my rule made it to the other side of the street. And there's, even though it's implied that she made a web poop in there, there's no sign of it on the dress whatsoever. There's no brown spots or anything on there. And so, that's gotta be some pristine poop right there. It wasn't touched by any man whatsoever. It was touched for the very first time. So, that was royal color. It saw the whole scene. And then there was the scene which they go into the airplane. Oh my god! I'm like the trip to get like on the bachelorette party. So that's too funny because we see that Rita talked with Rebecca about sexual matters, the forbidden topic of sex to each other. And Rebecca's like sort of a little girl like him. Oh wow, that you can really do that. And anyway, it's really funny because of course Helen's got Lillian by the backside and she invites her into the first class seats where everybody else is in coach. And it's really kind of silly that all this high treatment and stuff is actually working for Lillian. Because, if that me and my friends, I would want to sit with my friends, people that I know for years and years and years, with who helped me through thick and thin, I'm assuming, and all that. Rather than come up with a newbie and becoming best friends with her. Because I can see that this person's romancing me and trying to become my best friend over something stupid like this. So I think we're going to Vegas or something. So I'm gonna get a little tryst with between Megan and this other guy, and I don't think they list him in the bio for the movie, but she's come on to this guy very slowly, to the point that God wondered what is she thinking about? Why is she coming on to this guy so slowly? I mean, is she on something, or is she just because of her alcohol or something? You know, if you know that if you come up to a stranger and be like, you know, rubbing up on the guy, having him touch the leg and all that stuff, you would think the woman was higher off her rocker or something. But it just so happened that this guy is an air marshal, and it turns out that in real life they're actually married. So that's kind of funny. It's allowed. So there's that. Then there's the part about they have like some kind of big shower or something for them, and I don't know, this is a common thing, but as a party favor or party gift, Lillian gets everyone a puppy dog. I don't know if that's allowed, because, you know, I don't know if you're supposed to give live animals to guests like that. And then when somebody doesn't want the puppy, I mean, does the puppy just go to somewhere like Chrissy Gnome or something like that to be all the ones go to heaven, wherever. So anyway, they have a little fight in which Annie assaults a cookie, a giant Hershey cookie, and she said that she accuses Helen of being lesbian towards lesbian, which I'm down for. I'm okay with that. It's okay. I'm a liberal figure. I can get behind that. I'd rather get in front of that, but still, whatever. So yeah. And then she talked about the bleached asshole thing, which I would, if you're gonna do that, that's fine, but I wouldn't say that your neighbor was someone you're trying to impress. Hey, you know, I just got bleached asshole from my man, or I just got shaved for my woman, or I just shaved my pits for this person or that person. So, who gives a shit? Well, apparently Nate Mayan does, but that's beside the point. So anyway, yeah, we're just reading this funny quote on the back of this, and I'll read it at the end of the movie. So anyway, they have Lily gets pissed off with Annie, and she says, okay, Annie, you don't come to my wedding, and that insult the injury, you'll get a puppy either. So that really crashes us whole. And you see Megan taking like not just one puppy, not just two puppies, but she takes a whole car full of puppies with her. I have no idea why they allow this person to take so many dogs, but it's funny. especially around when she gives any little pep talk, when she's like army of dogs with her, cute little puppy dogs, like 5 of them, and she takes them, and this is the other scene that really reminds me of my mother, because not only is she really funny and real heartwarming and stuff, she's also very good for pep talks and things like that. In that she said that when she was in school, and this is not my mother, but when she was in school, her peers used to throw shit at her, and to throw firecrackers at her head and all that, and we pick on her, bully her and all that. And now she works in the government. She knows all the sites are for missiles and stuff. And she said that most of them are in schools or near grain cellars and that kind of thing. But anyway, she also says, and this is when my mother comes in. She says, quit yourself, because I'm like life is hard. Life keeps knocking down to more and more and more. I hate yourself and that kind of thing. You gotta pick yourself up, Andy. You gotta pick yourself up by the bootstraps. You gotta say, I'm not gonna take it anymore. And you can't punch all the time. You can't keep yourself, you can't keep having life to get around and stuff. That's my mother right there. My mother never let anyone tell her boo. She never let anyone correct in the vagina. She never let anyone give her any bullshit. In fact, that reminds me of the story that my father used to tell me all the time, in which when they were in the city before they had me, my mother fought 3 Puerto Rican girls over an alleged affair, even though my dad was just dancing with these girls at the time, and they didn't actually do anything with each other. But my mother was so infuriated by this that she ended up kicking all 3 of their asses. And that's very funny. Just think how my mother would react if I ever dated a Puerto Rican girl. Well, that would have been a holy hell. So anyway, they do end up, it looks like this guy who is a cop who ended up being treated like crap during the entire movie, and he finally realizes that this guy is a lot better than he admits, and he played with Crystal Down. He named it Roots, and originally he wanted to give her a ticket for not working on big lights. He had big lights, but he gave her a break because of the food being so good and everything. Her big good being so good. So yeah. So then then he ended up eventually getting to the point where they got sued and everything else, and they started having a relationship until she blew up at him and got very pissy with him to the point that he didn't want to anymore. So that was very, very sad until Lillian went missing until she enlisted his help. But it was funny because to get his attention, he drove dangerously. And by dangerously, I mean like drinking alcohol, playing loud rap music, which Helen was very prim and proper, and was like this through the whole thing. La 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 la. And then you see Christian Wick going like, yeah, 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 like, you know, like waving her hand to the music and stuff. And you see what's her name? You see her going, alcohol, num 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 num, very nice. Look, I'm driving backwards. Aren't you gonna arrest me? Until she bangs his car. Go. And then he says, I forgot about that. Think I forgot about that. And then he books running for it. And there's a guy in there that it's from another movie. Can't think of her name right off the top of my head. But she ends up putting it here to get her mother with that guy. Over the brake lights again. So it's like that's like a nexus point. And John Hamm is a creeper again because he wants to pick her up, but he wants to get a happy ending out of it too. And even then he's an asshole about it. But yeah, I wouldn't ever do that to anybody. But he's a bit of a creep. And she said, I'd rather be outside and caught and get raped and beaten up by people and stay in here for 30 more minutes. They're like, well, I don't think I can hold out for 30 minutes. That's an asshole right there. That's an asshole of an asshole. But anyway, she ends up making up with Rhodes by baking the cakes and said I'm sorry. Because apparently it reached a man's heart into his stomach. Also, that's a good way to cause diabetes too. They find out Vivian and find out that all the changes that Howard made to her wedding made it unavoidable. The bride's father can't pay for everything, and it's a whole mess, all because of Helen. And so she's like, I'm sorry. And then she gets some kind of reason for wanting to become the center of attraction to everybody. And also, I don't understand why you were invited to be in the wedding. Why you gotta ruin it? It's not like, it's not like be together or for a holy peace and then I object to stuff. It's not like that. It's like you're putting the bridal party. Your job is to just be quiet, just be happy for the bride and the groom, and do whatever they tell you to do. It's not about you. It'd be like when I went to my friend Joe's wedding party, and I was in the groom party too. And it'd be like if I went there and I started changing all the shit the way I want it to be. That's not the way things work around here in real life. But because it's a movie she loves and stuff, and the better opportunities that Helen provided, which is complete bullshit. But anyway, now they have it where where Annie fixes everything in the wedding. The parents are together with different people, and everything is alright in the world. It's kind of weird that they're so worried about cost saving and this and that. Why don't you just have Annie make the cake and the cookies to go with it, so that when it costs, it costs. Just tell Annie, I want this, and this in my wedding cake. And then it'd be a lot cheaper than go to somebody else for it. Or making another cake or something. A giant heart cookie. Now, it's funny that thing was brought up because the girl mentioned about the other one being a lesbian and stuff like that. When little kids like into it. So are they trying to imply that kid, 15-year-old, was a lesbian? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's too uncomfortable to ask a question to a minor. But hopefully when the character grow up, I'm sure she'll be a lesbian. She'll be the best lesbian she can be. That's in Bridesmaids 2. Anyway, everything's all good. The winter goes off without a hitch. Except for Helen's gotta make sure she puts it one last look, one up. And that would be having having the Lillian's favorite band play her favorite song at the ceremony. And everyone looked at home like, you had to do it. You just had to do it. Little bitch, you had to do it. You had to do one up. The father says again, I ain't here for that. I ain't here for that. If you want to make all these extravagant little additions to the party and stuff, you pay for it. It's as simple as that. But they joke that in the end, the guy and the girl have a very happy ending to this story. They get married. They finally show the guy's face. They get married. It's a beautiful interracial couple. Because the guy is pasty white. And they show that Megan hugs the guy to the point that it looks like a tackle more than anything else. And it actually shows during the mid-credits they show Megan and that guy from the airplane doing a sex tape. And then it's funny because during the shower with the puppies, she said to the girl, I planted a gun on the guy so that when TSA gets a hold of him, they're gonna rip his ass all apart. That's really funny. Okay, that she loved the guy, but she's doing all these pranks and all these things to hurt him. After all, they always say that you always hurt the one you love, right? I'm sure they're talking about abuse it, but it's still funny in this case. So yeah, I adore this movie. This movie is in my top 20 movies of all time. I freaking love it. So did my mother, and so did my father too. He even said that these women are amazing in this movie. And now let me read a quote from the last back of this. But when the review is Joe Morgenstern, I guess he meant like a reviewer for the Wall Street Journal. They're saying that most movies that involve lots of women in it. It's basically a chick flick that, they involve like romance and crime and other stuff too. And they say, if this is only a chick flick, then call me a chick. Then call me a chick. Yeah, I would say that, I'm a chick too if I enjoy this movie, and I just so I'm a chick. Call me Josephine, and just, I can't wait to look at that. That's nice. Josephine. This movie is a gem. It's great. This movie is spectacular. The amazing thing, I wish I could show you any clips of this movie, but it's wonderful. It's great. It's great that it showed that it showed chicks and winning dresses. It's funny as well. It's great that it showed that women can be dirty, filthy, gross, and everything else. Plus, I forgot to mention about the fact that when Annie works as a jeweler, jewelry shop worker, she has a visitor from she has people that go in there for to try wedding rings and engagement rings and etc. etc. So at first she's like all happy and all gay toward people that are going into the getting married for the first time and blah 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 and all happy and stuff and like congratulating the couple and everything. The first one that is getting married is a girl named Lane Chow, and they don't actually mention her name in the movie. And she's actually a very nice, pretty Asian woman, of course. It reminds me of somebody else I know from my college experience. And there's also her fiance. I don't care about him because he's an Indian guy, and I don't care about Indian guys, but whatever. So they show them. She's like all happy and giddy and stuff. Because that's like her job to say, oh, you make a beautiful bride, or oh, this is a good sale for you, or whatever the case is. Like the woman at the dress shop. I think it's the job of the people in there to say, oh, you're a beautiful bride, oh, you're a handsome groom, or oh, you'll be a beautiful couple, just to make the sale. It doesn't matter if the person had like a third eye, or 3 hands, or 5 or 3 boobs, or whatever the case is, or like an ass like a cookie, or whatever. Just as long as they make the sale, that's all that matters to them. But anyway, all people are beautiful, I guess. And yeah, they do that. So anyway, they have in the end, when she gets yelled at by Lillian, you go back to her job as a saleswoman at the jewelry store. And it's really funny that I don't know who that girl is, but there's a young girl in there looking for jewelry or something. I think maybe a piercing, something or other. And it's really, really bitchy toward her. Like really bitchy, like to the point of being calling her sad, pathetic, all this stuff. Let me know when your boobs come in and all that to young girl. And she turns around and said, let me know when your boobs come in too. That's really funny because young girls took a odd role in doing all that. But to say to an old woman where she reached her peak as far as physical maturation goes, that's a sick burn. But that's a sick burn. Also, one of the moments I found really funny, because what I know outside the movie is that during the movie, Megan actually bites the ass of Annie, bites Annie's ass, which my mother has done times to me, but that's beside the point. That's not why I think of her as my mother and all that. But anyway, she bites her ass. Now, being that Christian Wake is loved in, I like to think that on some level, he enjoyed that a little bit. I don't know if that's a specific kink for her, or anything else for that matter, but I like she enjoyed it for some reason. I think I would enjoy it if a woman tried to take a bite on my ass. For whatever crazy reason that might be. I have no idea why. I have no fantasies about being eaten by an animal or a shark or whatever. I bet that'd be pretty funny. That'd be pretty extreme for me. So, anyway, I love the movie to death. To death do its part. So that everyone else that I know, let me know your thoughts on Bridesmaids, the 2011 masterpiece. You can just see the director is on it. And directed by Paul Feig. Yeah, this is definitely a plus for him. I don't know how you feel about Ghostbusters, but the movie was a little good by my book. Not the best in the franchise, but it was still good. And that was a masterpiece. And thank you for watching my video on Bridesmaids. I did it for the month of love, the February in 2026, because according to theory, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes Joey with annulment papers. Anyway, as you can imagine by the link of this video, and give this movie Bridesmaids a full endorsement, a happy face, seal of approval, because I love it when this type of thing happens, when women act bitchy for no reason whatsoever. They're trying to become more popular. And Helen as Rose with Roseburn was legendarily awesome. She was evil, but not diabolically evil, except for when she offered to go nuts. And yeah, we're pretty good. I still think she channeled a bit of her character from the movie Spot into this too, and that was also Melissa McCarthy. And that was Jude Law. and Jude Law. So yeah, if you like what you see here, you want to see more of my views and such, you would like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also contact me for future information on my future videos by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. You can also follow me on Twitter or actively for calls at P Pro. Also, my email is at JJ's viewing channel at gmail.com. So, remember guys, I love romance. I salute anyone that finds romance and love and all that other good stuff. And this is a big movie for me. A very big comedy and romance movie. Love and heart and all that stuff. Until it got into the whole rivalry and bitchiness. And I loved it. I loved every moment of it. So, peace out my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls, guys, and gentlemen. Sayonara. Ciao ciao. Bien saying. Buonasera. Bye bye.